Hi, welcome back. We're here with Julie Miller, and we're talking a little more about Junior League and some other tidbits that she's going to share with us. Julie, welcome back.
Thank you so much. I love being here. The second part of our mission is our volunteer work, which is fundamental to what we do. We have been in Akron for 93 years, and Mayor Horrigan has actually said that the work we have done in the community, especially with women and children, is unparalleled. So we have what we call our focus projects, and we have had them ever since we were founded. So what we do is we identify a need in Akron, but that just isn't enough for us. So what we do is then we see and we do research into that need to look at what is not accomplished already right now for that. And so we will then work to make sure that that need is met. We wait about 3 to 5 years, and then we will pass that off and then move on to something else. So like I said earlier, we were fundamental in Mary Day Nursery becoming Akron Children's Hospital. We founded Child Guidance and Family Solution. We founded the Battered Women's Shelter. We also helped create Safe Landing. The Akron programs that we have developed still continue because, like I said, we make sure that we can pass them off and that they can move on their own. But we have always wanted to stay relevant to what Akron needs, so that's why we move on. But we still make it a point to be very involved in our organizations. Many of our sustainers sit on boards of those organizations or work for them. We always try to make sure we volunteer still for what we do. So for example, 2 of our members, Chelsea Finney and Karen Chung, currently sit on Battered Women's Shelter Board. Janice Worley is a sustainer. She sits on Ronald McDonald's House Board. So we just make sure that we do continue with our organizations, but we always try to make sure we stay relevant.
And it's amazing the work that they've done in Akron, and the need is there. And, it takes women to get out there and really, find a need and work on it.
Yes.
I feel.
Yes.
And follow it through fruition of when it can grow on its own.
Absolutely.
And that's what's wonderful.
Thank you. Our current focus project, we are still in the middle of researching another one. Our current focus project is on food insecurity. We work with Blessings in a Backpack, which is a national program. Thank you. Yes, we do. We pack usually about once every 4 weeks, so once, maybe twice a month during the school year at Mickey Bright Elementary on Cole Avenue. We pack anywhere from 400 to 430 bags of food for children to have on the weekend who would otherwise not have that. So it's definitely
and people don't realize that there
Yes.
are people there. And someone actually came in and they commented that a woman said, "Oh, I don't want to work on that organization on my town because they're in a wealthy section."
Yes.
Well, not everybody is wealthy in that school.
Yes.
And people don't realize that, and that's okay. If you don't want to work on that, work on something else.
Yes.
Everyone should have the ability to work in an area that they feel they're going to get the most out of, that they feel there's more need. So that's not a problem, but I don't think people realize, these kids, how many of them do need food on the weekends.
Yes, I don't think that they do. When you look at the numbers, and even across the country, it's absolutely amazing. I think a minimum, and I'm guessing off the top of my head, but I think a minimum of around 65% of children don't have enough food.
Well,
it's
and
just
it's healthy
scary when
food.
you think about it. Yes, and healthy food. Oh,
Yeah.
I know. I see some, and trust me, I didn't eat the best when I was a teenager. We never do, but I'll hear and see some of what my kids are having on the weekend, and I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys, like green things. They're not bad. I promise. You might like them.
They have to taste them, and they'll that's a way to get them to taste them, and so forth. Because they do get hungry, they will eat.
Oh, let me just tell you. One time at school, like I was eating avocado. I was slicing one, and one of my kids was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "It's an avocado." He's like, "What is it?" And I said, "It makes the guacamole at Chipotle." And he knew automatically what the guacamole was, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I got you." And I'm like, "See, like, but I'm telling you, like, it's not bad."
It's crazy.
Yes.
Now, talking about Junior League.
Okay.
For our viewers, somebody who wants to get involved, but they're like, "Oh man, I don't have that much time and energy." But there's places for everyone. And
absolutely.
What kind of information can you give them about maybe joining the group and just getting started? What are they looking for? I mean, it's any age group.
Oh, absolutely. So one thing, our membership starts at age of 21. And I will tell you, for women, it can seem a little bit daunting. I would say almost all of our members work full-time. We have,
Okay.
yes, so almost all of our members work full-time. Most of our members are, I have children, I should say most of our members, pardon me, a lot of our members have children and have families, and so they make sure that we juggle it. One thing that I absolutely love that we do have at our headquarters, it's on West Market Street in the Highland Square area, is we actually have a children's room, so that
that's nice.
Yes, I will tell you that there are plenty of moms who will bring their children with them.
Adult time.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I can't say that I have started meetings on time when that happens because I have to go play with my friends and say hi. So
Well, the ladies like to kibitz a little bit.
Oh,
and everything
absolutely! But
beforehand.
if I see a cute baby coming in, I gotta go say hi.
Yeah.
Like they're like, "Well, I gotta say hi to my friends first. We can start meeting 5 minutes late. It's fine." But we do have we do have that. One thing that I also need to do for the year, it's on my list of things to do, is I would like to have a high school student in the area who needs hours for
Perfect.
volunteerism come in and be willing to do babysitting as our meetings too. So that's something I'm going to look into as well.
And there's 2 points I want to make. For those schools that don't have volunteerism that is a necessary element in their schooling, it's a great way to get your children involved anyway, because it starts young. It should. Now, like
Yes.
the Revere system and the private schools, you have to do so many hours of volunteerism.
Yes.
But many schools do not have that. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't bring your daughter along and get her involved somehow and just open her up to the possibilities of her volunteering.
Oh, absolutely. And several of our members, I can name several from them. Denise Bracken, Selena Myers, Becca Hobbs, they have brought their children with them on their on what we do, especially for Blessings in a Backpack. Emily Fernandez brought her 2-year-old twins, and they were packing bags of food.
Oh, how cute.
Oh, yes. So
They
a
probably
lot-
really enjoyed it. And
Yes.
I wish I would have done more with my children like that. I wish
Yeah.
I would have given them a knife at an early age.
Yes.
And taught them how to, cut celery.
Yes, and so that they could have learned that what they were doing. So yes, a number
Really?
of our members have brought their children with them to our volunteering events. And so
And-
we encourage it. We actually love it when they're there.
And I think it's good for business because it's difficult for teenagers to learn to go out and interview, like you said.
Absolutely.
You learn interviewing skills, you learn to deal with people and work with people. It's a great experience.
Yes.
And then you were talking about sustainers. Well, what about retired people that are looking for a little something else to do?
Oh, that would be amazing. We would welcome any woman of any age above 21 years old. We would welcome them. Absolutely.
See, that's
See?
that's great.
Thank
And you
you.
can just do part-time, you can pick
Yes.
a few things. Not everybody has to be the leader,
Mhm.
which I'm a great Indian.
Yes.
I'm a much better Indian than I am the leader. So,
Yeah, leadership is tough. I absolutely love doing it, but leadership can become tough. It is. I've realized that, but I cherish it and I love it. But you know what? Some people, they just know, you said for being the Indian or the chief, some people just know, and we have those roles within our board of directors, our management council members. Trust me, if you want to get involved, there is a place for you in the league.
right. And you might grow into it.
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah.
never, when I joined, would have thought that I would have been president, let alone have a 2-year term. I mean, pardon me, a second term. Never in a million years would I
Isn't it
thought I did
funny?
it. It is. It is.
And it's good to try new things, especially as we get older.
Oh, yes.
For those people that are retired, your brain, because of dementia and everything, they say learn new things.
Yes.
It's really healthy for you.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's another reason to get involved.
Definitely.
And, I've worked with Junior League from being a designer and doing their show houses, which are fabulous, by the way.
Show house, we love it. It's our signature fundraiser.
Yeah, and it's a great thing. It's a great
Thank
thing
you.
to go to. It's a great thing to work on. I really enjoyed it as a designer, having a room.
Thank you.
And I love the house, the Junior League house, and that was just redone.
Yes.
Beautiful place.
Thank you. That was our last show house in 2016. Now that you mentioned it, the board of directors is currently looking at when our next one will be. And it is always kind of determined by the housing market because the house has to meet very specific requirements for us. It has to be a certain size. We would prefer it to be something of a historical home so that there is a draw to it. With our house, however, it took us years to decide if we were going to do that or not because we had always felt it might look selfish to the community. Oh, isn't it convenient that they're doing their house, which actually was gifted to us by a lob when she passed away in the 1960s. So we have had it. So what we did was we had a capital campaign run by Josie McElroy and Carol Jones, 2 of our sustainers, who then that raised the money to get the house done. And so all of the proceeds from Show House went back into the community.
See, that's awesome.
Yes.
And I thought it was a great idea. I know some people didn't think that we're Junior League members such a great idea, and they were worried about that. But
Yes.
it needed done. they had difficulty. They lost the house they were going to do.
Yes.
And, you know, the community got to go in and see what it's all about. I think it's a great thing.
Yes.
And I can't wait to see the new one in the future.
Thank you. I am too. We're keeping fingers crossed everything goes well, but you will be hearing public announcements on Show House at some point.
Yes, and we will definitely have information here at Cynthia's Boutique.
Well,
because
thank
we
you.
love to promote and do all we can.
Thank you.
Now, a little bit about you, Julie.
Okay.
Tell us something that no one probably knows about you.
Oh God, this one's a difficult and loaded question. Oh God, okay. You got to for me. Oh, the dirt. Oh my God. All right. You got me at 4:30 in the morning. I've been to 38 Dave Matthews shows starting from 1994. Yes, been to 38. That's not quite enough. And I have the set lists from every show. So it was actually what was terrible before Dave actually had the set lists up on the website, because he had them, but for years he didn't. And so I was like, okay, I got to do set lists. And because I'm a Dead fan, and the Dead has never done the same show in the entire time that they played, Dave is trying to do the same. He doesn't want to have the same set list. So I'm like, oh, we got to keep the set list. So not only do I have all of the tickets from any concert I've been to,
oh my gosh.
I also used to take a notebook, like with me, like a little notebook. I used to like jot down, and I have it like dated, like I can tell you the dates. Beth is laughing at me over there. I can tell you the shows I've seen. And so I would write down set lists. And so I would be hanging out, you know, like a couple drinks in, and I'd be hanging out in the lawn area, and then somebody come up and be like, are you a reporter? Like, you're taking notes, like in the show. Yeah, and I was like, no. And I was like, no, I'm writing down set lists. And he's like, what? I'm like, well, he never is going to do the same set list, don't you know? And so, yeah, but now I don't have to worry about it because he puts it online.
That's crazy.
But I do, and because the type A OCD, I actually do have a Word document that's numbered with each show I went to, where it was, and the entire set list.
That's crazy.
So that I can tell you, what versions of Grace is Gone I have seen. I'm like, oh yeah, I saw that in 2006.
Now, tell people that may not know what you're talking about.
Oh, the Dave Matthews Band. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. The Dave Matthews Band. That's why I said Dave. Like, I just think everybody knows.
Okay, we're dating ourselves just a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
There's a lot of, I don't know how many younger people are going to watch this, but they're, who's Dave Matthews, right?
Absolutely.
Who's Simon?
Oh yeah, the Dave Matthews Band. That's been my favorite since I was somewhere in my early 20s. Like I said, my first show was 94. So yeah, when I was maybe like 21, 22 was my first show. I don't remember.
I love it.
Thank you.
True fan.
Yes, absolutely.
So if you're watching, it'd be nice to give a shout out to Julie here.
Thank you. And there are still shows. There are shows I need to go see. So I need to go to the weekend at Red Rocks. It's always Labor Day weekend. I need to go to Virginia Beach for a home show. So when he toured with Dave,
bucket list.
Yes, there is. There's a bucket list. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Love it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I have to salute you. Thank you so much for enjoying our time together. I enjoy our time together.
I always do. You're such a wonderful and gracious woman. And I love Cynthia's Boutique and the staff here. Everybody's so wonderful.
Thank you, Julie. That's
you're welcome.
Really a compliment coming from you.
Oh,
so
thank you. I appreciate it.
Cheers.